Sir, sir, I cannot hear you. Sorry.
We start again.
Now I can hear you.
Yeah, my mic was off. Thank you for letting me know.
Okay, sir. Hare Krishna.
Okay, before we start, we should chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So here we have actually Lord Brahma was born from the navel of Mahavishnu, and he was born and it was dark. And then he was thinking, why am I born here? Just like sometimes when we are in this world, we think, why are we born in this world? So what is the answer? So Lord Brahma also, he was born from the lotus flower. He wanted to know, why is he born? What is the purpose of his birth? So finally, he tried to find out by going into the lotus flower, but he could not reach the bottom. Then he went up, and then suddenly, when he sat on the flower, he heard a voice, tapasya. That means do meditation. So he did meditation, and finally the knowledge came to him that he's supposed to create the material universe. So then he is already been given, our Brahma is the four-headed Brahma. There are many Brahmas in this universe. There is the four-headed, there is the 10-headed, there is the 16-headed, there is the 100-headed. So depend on how big the universe is, the Brahma has that many heads. So, but our universe is not very big. As you know, our universe, there's a sun, there are only a few planets roaming around the sun. So in that way, Brahma only has four. So then he started by creating these four Kumaras. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4. From his mind, he created. And what happened is their names are Sanaka, Sanatana, Sanandana, and Sanat Kumara. And they were actually without any vice. They did not have any vice. They had all pure qualities. They did not have any negative qualities like pride, anger, attachment, lust, and material desires. We say in Sanskrit, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankar. So this one is they did not have. And Lord Brahma created these four and told them, okay, you go and get married and you procreate this world. So then, as they were going, they met Narada Muni, and they asked Narada Muni about spiritual science. So, and they asked about spiritual science. They were instructed on the spiritual science by Narada Muni. So they came back to Lord Brahma and told Lord Brahma, oh Lord Brahma, we don't want to get married because we already understand that if we get married, what will happen is that we will become entangled in the material world. So we don't want. So we already learned the science. So Lord Brahma was angry, and from his anger, he created Lord Shiva. And so anyway, these four Kumaras, they have no bad qualities. They are not proud, they are not angry ever, they are not attached, they don't have lust, and they don't have material desires. The last one, material desires, was when they found out about spiritual life from Narada Muni. So anyway, they refused to procreate, and they went and uh, what they became brahmacharyas. That means they don't want. to get married. And they have a special boon that they will never grow old. They will always be 5 years old in body. Okay. So then, anyway, one day they went to to see Lord Vishnu. They are naked because they don't have any bodily concept. So they went to see Lord Vishnu, and there was these two gatekeepers, Jaya and Vijaya. They are the whoever wants to enter, you have to go through them because they are guarding the doors of Lord Vishnu. So then they said, we want to enter and see Lord Vishnu. And then the two gatekeepers said, no, you cannot enter because you are small boys. We cannot allow you all to go and enter and disturb Lord Vishnu. Unless Lord Vishnu instructs us, we cannot allow anyone to enter. And then they said, but we are actually devotees of the Lord. So how is it that you do not allow devotees to visit the Lord? That is not correct. So then they started arguing with the Jaya and Vijay. But Jaya and Vijay refused to let them through. And somehow or another, actually they have no anger, but somehow or another, by the arrangement of the Lord, they became angry and they cursed Jaya and Vijay that you are not qualified to be in this spiritual world. Better you be cursed to take birth in the material world, mortal world. So then these two were very frightened. You know, they are gatekeepers in the spiritual world, and they are being cursed to actually take birth in the material world. So that is not a very interesting proposition because they understand that the material world is not very good. Somehow or another, we did not understand, so we went and then we got entangled, and now we are trying to go back to the spiritual world. So then Lord Vishnu came out. He said, oh, they told Lord Vishnu, please help us. These four Kumaras have cursed us, and we are only trying to protect you, right? You know, and they asked us to be born in the mortal world, in the material. So then, what happened is, Lord Vishnu said, I cannot counteract the curse of a pure devotee, but I can make it less. I cannot stop it zero, but I can make it less. So that the thing is, you have two choices. One is you can take 3 times birth in the material world as demons, or you take 7 times birth in the material world as devotees. Then you can come back and attain your positions as the gatekeepers. So then they said, no, we cannot afford 7 births. It's too long. We don't mind taking 3 births. You know, so we were willing to take 3 births even though as demons, but we are guaranteed that we will come back to you fast. So that is why they agreed to become demons. And then who are the demons that they took birth as? The first demons they took birth as was Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Yes, Prahlad's father and Hiranyaksha, these two are brothers. Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. They were the first incarnations of Jaya and Vijay. You know, they took birth. So here, Hiranyaksha was a demon. As you say,
Prabhu,
yeah,
Hare Krishna, Prabhu couldn't hear.
okay. Up to which part?
Hello? Yeah, yes.
Which part you couldn't hear? Up to which part?
This part, the one where the forms of demons they take, from the Jaya and Vijaya becoming demons.
Yeah.
So King Prathala, right? Hiraksha, the father of Prathala. That last one, the last bit.
Hiranyakashipu, father of Prahlad.
Yes.
Okay. So they took birth as Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu were born as demons. Because they were born as demons, of course they act like demons. So here Hiranyaksha saw the earth and he took the earth and he wanted to submerge it into the water. And then the Lord thought, this is bad. I need to put the earth in orbit and I need to fill it up with people and living entities. So this person is putting it into the water. How I'm going to do it? So then he came and he told Hiranyaksha, stop it. And then, but Hiranyaksha said, who are you to stop me? I can do as I wish. And they had a big battle. The Lord came in the form of a boar, a pig. So he came in the form of a boar because the ocean was very dirty ocean and he had to take the earth out from the ocean. So pigs are normally like to be in dirty places. So in that way, the Lord took the form of a boar. But of course, he's very transcendental. His name was Varaha Bhagwan and he fought with Hiranyaksha. And finally, he killed Hiranyaksha. And Hiranyakashipu was very, very angry. He said, who is this person who killed my brother? I have to take revenge. He is none other than Vishnu. I will kill Vishnu one day. So then he took he did a lot of sacrifice. He did a lot of sacrifice and until Lord Brahma had to come. He was standing on one leg for 1,000 years until he was all bones also. So anyway, Lord Brahma came and said, you have done a lot of sacrifice, so I am bound to give you some benediction because the Devas are bound to give benediction to anyone who do a lot of austerity. So then what do you want? He said, I don't want to be killed. Then the Lord Brahma said, I myself will die one day. So how is it that I can give you something I don't have? So then he said, okay, don't allow anyone, any man or animal to kill me. The Brahma said, okay, I can give you that. He said, don't allow anyone in the daytime or nighttime to kill me. And Lord Brahma said, okay, I can give you that. Don't allow anyone in the house, indoors or outdoors to kill me. Brahma said, okay. Don't allow anyone on the air or on the ground to kill me. He said, okay. Don't allow anyone with weapons to kill me. He said, okay. So then he became very powerful because it's like getting immortality. You cannot be killed indoors or outdoors, cannot be killed in the air or on the ground, cannot be killed in the day or in the night, and you cannot be killed, whatever I say, by any weapon. So he became very, very powerful. And so much so that he even conquered the Deva planet. But he had a son called Prahlad. And Prahlad was actually a great devotee of Lord Vishnu. How did Prahlad become a devotee? Because when Hiranyakashipu was doing austerities, the Devas found that the leader of the demons are not there. So they fought with the demons and they took back their kingdom and they ruled over and then they chased all the demons out. And then they also took the wife of Hiranyakashipu and was uh, going to take her to some place. And Narada Muni came and he said, "What are you doing? How can you go and disturb a woman? Because it's not a culture to harm any woman." He said, "We are not going to harm the woman, but when she gives birth, there is a child inside, and he is the son of this demon Hiranyakashipu, and he'll probably be as powerful as the father. So when the son comes out, we kill him, so that at least we are safe." So then this Narada Muni said, "No, don't worry. The boy who's going to be born will be a devotee. So then you give this lady to me. She will stay in my ashram and she'll be protected there. And when the husband comes back, she can go back to the husband." So anyway, while she was in the ashram, Narada Muni was always speaking about the glories of the Lord Vishnu and the beauty and the power of Lord Vishnu. So the wife, halfway hearing, she falls asleep. But the boy inside the stomach was hearing and everything he was absorbing. So when the boy came out, he was actually a devotee. So anyway, the Hiranyaksha came back. He came back and Hiranyakashipu came back and the wife went back to him. And he was very happy to have a son. So anyway, whatever it is, he sent the son to school and the teachers told him that your father is the Supreme Lord. He said, "No, the Supreme Lord is Vishnu." And then they sent the son back to the father and tell him, "We cannot teach your son because whatever we teach him, he's not listening. He's got his own philosophy. He said the Supreme Lord is Vishnu." And then the father got angry. He said, "Hey, Prahlad, why you say the Supreme Lord is Vishnu?" He said, "I have to tell the truth." "No, you listen to me. You must say, I am the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, you are not my son. I will have you killed." He said, "Father, whatever it is, the power that you have is also from the power of Lord Vishnu. Whatever it is, nothing can happen without the sanction of the Lord." So in that way, the father got angry and he tried many ways to kill the son. One of the ways is get an elephant to step on him. Another way is to get the guards to pierce the spears through him. But he always just chanted Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya all the time, and he was totally protected. So in this way, he became very protected, and even they threw him off the cliff. Also, he just said Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and the Lord came and put him down, catch him from the air and put him down. And then one day also, he what happened is he said, "Okay, I'll burn him." So he told his sister, "I want to burn my son because he is not fit to be my son. He's always talking about Lord Vishnu. You take him, put in the fire and burn him. You have a special power that you will not be burned, you cannot be burned by the fire, because the sister of Hiranyakashipu pleased one great sage, and the sage was happy, and he said, "You will never be burned by fire." But he had also said that if you use this wrongly, the protection will not work. So she forgot about the second part. So she took the boy and went into the fire, and the boy was just chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So instead of the boy getting burned, who got burned? The sister got burned and she died. And when the boy came out from the fire, everyone was very happy. Everyone was very happy, and they had a great festival where they throw colors on each other. So that is the festival of Holi, because the sister's name is Holika. So anyway, finally, the father got very angry. He tried so many ways to kill his son, but he seen that the power is there. He said, okay. Then he took a cup of poison. Okay, I am your father. Yes, father. You must do as I say. Yes. Can you drink this cup of poison? He said, okay. And then he offered the cup of poison to the Lord. And then he drank and nothing happened to him. And he was so furious. You know, demons, they are so furious when they don't get what they want. So anyway, so then he said, where is your Lord Vishnu? I can't tell me. He said, Lord Vishnu is everywhere. Oh, really? Is he in the pillar? He said, yes. And then the Hiranyakashipu took the sword and smashed it, hit against the pillar, and out came Nrsimha Dev. That's why we are always doing prayers when for protection of devotee of anyone. We pray to Lord Nrsimha Dev because he always comes and protects his devotees. So in this way, Lord Nrsimha Dev and Hiranyakashipu, they fought, and Hiranyakashipu finally died. How he died? He died neither in the day or night. He died in the twilight time. He died neither on the air or ground. He died on the lap of the Lord. He died neither by weapons. He died with the nails. The nails were the how he killed. Pointed nails. He killed Hiranyakashipu. And then he did not die by any man or beast. And he was actually half man, half beast. So it was neither man nor beast. And he did not die indoor, outdoor. So he died at the doorway. And then he did not die in the day or night. He died in the twilight time when it's neither day or night. So whatever the demons may think, or whatever anyone may think, that they can be more clever than the Lord. But actually the Lord will definitely be outsmart you anytime and anywhere. So these are born in the Satyug. They were born in Satyug. These two beings. Okay. And then the next they were born in Tetrayug. As you know, Ravan and Kumbhakarna. Kumbhakarna is sleep 6 months. He wakes up, then he will wake up just to eat. And he'll eat so much for 6 months, then he go back to sleep for 6 months. That is his pastime, Kumbhakarna. And you have Ravan. And you know who killed Ravan, right? We have Lord Ram. He came and he killed Ravan. So when they were, this is the second incarnation, Ravana and Kumbhakarna. Of course, you know the story of Lord Ram, so I don't have to repeat. But maybe you don't know about Kumbhakarna so much. Kumbhakarna was, at the time when Lord Ram came, Kumbhakarna was told by Ravan, defeat me. And he was sleeping. And then they tried to wake him up. You know, Ravan's people. He was not awake. Then they put food in his nose. Then he got up. Because he's very fond of food. So he got up and then he was told, please, anyway, please fight Lord Ram. Anyway, there was a big fight, and he was shot and he was dying, and he was so huge. So then Ravan told him, when you are dying now, you fall onto the army of Lord Ram and kill as many as you can. So when he fell down, he killed a lot of monkeys, right? So then after all, you know that Lord Ram went to Lanka, and then he told Ravan, give me back Sita. Even now I am already in Lanka. I am giving you a chance. You give me Sita, we forget the whole problem, and I take my Sita and we forget it. We don't fight. We finish the war. I mean, we don't proceed with the war. He said, no, I would rather die than give up Sita. So these are the positions of people who are very materialistic. They would rather die than submit to the Lord. Or they might rather die than give up their material possessions. So in this way, they are actually very foolish. So anyway, in Tetra Yuga, Kumbhakarna, and who else was this? Ravana. And we can carry on. Huh? And then in Dwarpa Yuga, they got born. What were they born as? They were born as Sisupala and Dantavakra. They were not born as Kamsa. Sometimes you may think, okay, this third one must be Kamsa, but Kamsa was not one of the gatekeepers. You know, Kamsa was another king. So here is Sisupala. Sisupala, and this is, as you can see, Dantavakra. Now, Sisupala was very envious of Krishna. Because you remember the story I told you about the kidnapping of Rukmini? So actually, by Krishna, Rukmi, the brother of Rukmini, wanted to give his sister to get married to Sisupala. And on the day of the marriage, Krishna came and kidnapped Rukmini. So how embarrassing it was for him. And also he was so angry. So one day there was a ceremony. Yudhishthira Maharaj called everyone to grace the ceremony. And who should be there? All his cousins, because Sisupala is actually also related to Krishna, related to Yudhishthira. It's all family. So then he came, and then they told, okay, Krishna, you are the chief guest. You are the honorary guest in today's ceremony. And then Sisupala was very envious and he shouted, why should Krishna be the chief guest? Who is he? And he scolded Krishna and he called him very, very bad things. So then finally Krishna let him talk until he became so bad that Krishna took out his Sudarshan Chakra and just cut him off. Cut it off. And he died. And then his cousin, Sisupala's cousin, was Dantavakra. He was also the friend of Duryodhana. So then he got angry and he came and he fought with Krishna, and Krishna also killed him. So now 3 times already, right? That Krishna, that these demons were born. So that's how these demons were born. So did they go back to the spiritual world? What do you think?
Yes, they did after the 3 terms of demon.
Any other person would like to say, did they go back to spiritual world?
Yes.
Yes, Guruji, they did.
Yes, they went.
No,
Yes, they went back after 3 births.
Back yet. You see, yeah, they did not go back yet. Even though 3 times they're supposed to go back, but they didn't go back.
So how they got liberation then?
Okay, that's the thing. So now, you know, liberation is, there are 4, let's say, there is 4 in Hinduism. We have Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. 4 things you do, then the last is Moksha, you get liberation. What is Dharma? in the young age, you learn religious duty and moral values. And then artha is when you get older, you also do economic development. That means you get married and all that. I mean, you earn money. And then you have karma. Karma is where you get married. That's and have a family. You know, that's under love and pleasure. And finally, at the end, you take moksha, liberation from material existence. So now this what you say, Jaya and Vijay, they were gatekeepers, but they had one little problem. They were under the liberation state. They did not have the prema for the Lord. Remember, higher than liberation is love of the Lord. So they did not have. So in that way, because of their offense, they actually did not understand the four Kumaras are actually devotees and they have a right to go in. And then they were cursed. So they came as demons 3 times, right? Remember, instead of devotees 7 times, demons 3 times. But the problem is there were demons for so long that how can a demon go back to the spiritual world? Can demons go back spiritual world? Cannot. So then what happened is they have to become devotees first. So how they took one more birth. Instead of 3 births, they took one more birth as Jagai and Madai in Chaitanya Lila. You know, Lord Chaitanya, the two drunkards, they took birth as Jagai and Madai. So in Krishna and Mahaprabhu Lila, they were very bad drunkards, and they were actually they did so many bad things. They used to drink, womanize, and then they used to fight, and they used to even beat people. They were so bad. But so then what happened? One day Nityananda Prabhu and Mahaprabhu, they came and they went to Jagai and Madai and said, Jagai and Madai, I would like you to chant Hare Krishna. And then they said, hey, get out from here. We don't want God at all. You see, they were demons so long that they already in that form of mind, they have no interest in the Supreme Lord. He said, we don't want Lord at all. So then he said, yeah, but it's good for you. You must chant. He said, no, please get out. And then one of them threw the pot at Nityananda Prabhu, and it hit Nityananda Prabhu and some blood came out. And then Haridas Thakur ran to Mahaprabhu and said that someone has hit Nityananda Prabhu and there's blood coming out. And then Nityananda Prabhu still went to Jagai and Madai and said, please, it's good for you. And then this Jagai was a little bit, he said, his heart became soft a bit. He said, oh, you know, he cannot understand how a person who is hit still is coming to him and asking him to do something good. So his heart softened a bit. And then Madai wanted to beat him more. And he told Madai, don't, stop it. And meanwhile, Mahaprabhu came. And then he said, you have hurt my Nityananda Prabhu, I will kill you. And then he took out his Sudarshan Chakra. Mahaprabhu took out his Sudarshan Chakra and wanted to kill. And Nityananda Prabhu said, no, please, don't kill them. Don't kill them. because you know we are born in the age of Kali Yuga to actually reform the heart of people, not to kill them. In the Dwarpa, you came to kill all the demonic people. But in Kali Yuga, we came to change their hearts and try and give them prema. That's why in Kali Yuga, the Lord came to give us prema, to come above the liberation state, to get into love of God. That's why in Kali Yuga, we can actually go back. When Krishna came, we can actually go back to Goloka Vrindavan. Before that, we normally go to Vaikuntha planets. So in this way, what happened is they beg forgiveness from the Lord. Please don't kill us also, when they saw the Sudarshan Chakra. And then Mahaprabhu said, and then when Nityananda Prabhu said, please don't kill them. We are trying to reform their heart. In the age of Kali, everyone is like a demonic, so much attached to the material things. So so Mahaprabhu said, beg forgiveness from Nityananda Prabhu. And they went and they begged forgiveness. And they became actually devotees. And they became devotees. Jaga and Madai became devotees. And when they left this material world, they went back as gatekeepers, Jaya and Vijaya. But this time, their heart had a lot of love, prema. That time, their heart did not have enough prema for the Lord. This time, because of this, actually, in a way, it's a blessing for them, so they can do their service better. So this is the story of Jaya and Vijay, how they came to this material world and created so much problem. And in Kali Yuga also they came as Jagai and Madai. So in Satyuga they came as, can you remember? Who are they? Who are these two personalities? Anyone can say?
Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu.
Very good. And then in this Tetra Yuga,
Ravana and Kumbhakarna.
Ravana and Kumbhakarna. Yeah.
and after that in Krishna Yuga, I mean Dwapara Yuga.
Susipala and Devarka.
Yeah, good. Dantavakra. Okay.
Oh, Dantavarka. Okay.
Okay. And then in Kali Yuga they came as what? They came as Kali Yuga.
Jagai and Madai.
Jaya and Madai. Very good. Full marks. So this is the story of how Jaya and Vijay, they came to become demons, and how they, when they went back to serve the Lord, they actually had prema already. That time when they were serving, they did not have. They had just liberation, but they were like liberated souls, but they did not have the love. So they were given special mercy. Okay, any question on this so far before we proceed to the next part? Any question?
The Supreme Lord gave them the option of 3 births as demons or 7 births as
Devotees.
devotees, right?
Yes.
Prabhu?
Yes, yes.
Can hear.
Yes, can you hear?
Hello?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I can. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Can you hear me?
I can, but can you hear me?
A bit of break. The line is not clear.
Not clear. Everyone else can hear or not?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Can you hear?
Not very clear. Huh? Tell him.
Line is not clear.
Not clear. Everyone else can hear or cannot hear? So
Same Prabhuji, line is breaking up. Nice and one.
okay, we wait for a while. It will improve.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it raining there?
For me, I can
Is
hear
it
you.
raining there, Prabhu?
I can hear you very
Okay.
clearly.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, now you can proceed. Sometimes it happens. Yeah.
The Supreme Lord gave them the option of 3 births as demons and 7 as devotees.
Yes.
Yeah, why didn't he just tell them that you have to come 4 times and not 3 times? I mean, you see, he said 3 times, but then he sent them back 4 times.
Yeah. Because the fourth time, actually, no one knew that he's the Lord. He came as a devotee, Krishna and Balaram.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
You know,
Yeah.
the story is 3 times and went back to liberation, but actually, during Mahaprabhu's time, we come to know that actually it's 4 times. Sometimes Krishna doesn't tell, because in the 4th time, they were not really like demons. They had to change their heart, meet Mahaprabhu and change their heart to be qualified to go back to the spiritual world. Otherwise, in the demonic form, body, you cannot go straight. You have to have a change. Anyway, that's
Hare Krishna.
Lord's arrangement.
Hare
Any
Krishna.
other question? No question. We go to the second part. There are 4 volunteers who are going to speak on some verses on the Bhagavad Gita and speak 5 minutes about what's so important and why they are like this verse so much. Okay, who would like to be the first? Parimala?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Okay, everyone turn to chapter 2, verse 47. You all have Bhagavad Gita, or you want me to do the verse on the screen?
We have Gita Prabhu.
We have, right?
Yeah, maybe the rest, those who don't have, they.
I don't know, because you are going to read also, but I can put on the screen if you want. You have to give me 2-3 minutes.
Can you show it on the screen, please?
Okay, so give me 1 minute. Let me put it up. Okay. So yours is chapter 2, right?
Chapter 2, verse 47.
Okay. Can you see the screen? Can you see the screen?
Yes, yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
One, huh? Okay, we go to 47. Okay, you have to read the Sanskrit also, huh? And then the Sanskrit.
Okay. Can I start? Can I start, Prabhu?
Yeah.
Okay, so Hare Krishna, everyone. So the verse that I chose is verse 47 from chapter 2. Before I go into the reading, I just want to refresh or remind us again the scene where this conversation is taking place. So the scene is in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, where after seeing who's present at the battlefield on the other side, opposing side, Arjuna is overwhelmed because he sees his opposing armies are made out of his relatives and kinsmen, yeah, friends and relatives, and those that are closely acquainted to him and his family too. So not wanting to fight his family, although they had a reason to fight, he drops his weapon and he tells Krishna that he doesn't see a good outcome from this going through with this battle, because he doesn't see the rationale of what would be a positive outcome from killing his own family or kinsman. Yeah. So seeing Arjuna full of compassion, here is where the Lord he speaks. Yep. So in chapter 2 is his conversation as he's speaking, and I have picked verse 47. Let me recite. Karmanyevadikaraste ma palesu kadachana ma karma palaheturbu ma te sandustva karmani. It translates to, you have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself to be the cause of the results of your activities, and never be attached to not doing your duty. Why verse 47 fascinated me is here there is a mention of, you will see Ma appearing 3 times. So Ma in Sanskrit translates to never. So Krishna is saying never to 3 things. Yeah, 3 of the following is he's reminding us not to do it when we perform the prescribed duty. So you see Ma appearing 3 times. And to get clarity on this verse, Prabhu, I'm just going to define or take us through
Okay.
4 definition. If you just look at the translation, yeah. So we will discuss what is prescribed duty and what are fruits of action. In what circumstances do we think or we may perceive that we are the cost of the result, and what does it mean by not doing your duty? So these 4 statements I want to extract from this translation and delve a little deeper. So prescribed duty here, Krishna explains that each one of us, we have a disposed of nature, right? So here this nature has, I think we discussed it yesterday in chapter 18, verse 41 to 47, where activities performed while one is in the mode of material nature. So here Krishna, in summary, he says there are Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Sudras are distinguished by the qualities born of their own nature in accordance with the material modes. And by following his quality of work, every man can become perfect. Duties prescribed according to one's nature are never affected by sinful reactions. So I just want to tie this back to when it's written here, prescribed duty, it refers to the explanation given in chapter 18. Between verse 41 to 47, right? Now, the second is, let's look at what is action to fruit of action. Yeah, fruit of action. See, every action leads to some form of result, right? Or fruit of action. So there is essentially no action in this material world that does not bear fruit, either in one form or another. So all actions have multiple consequences, and when they are examined carefully, the outcomes are either favorable or unfavorable to the performer of the action. Yeah, so sometimes the actions, the result is predictable and favorable. Sometimes it's predictable yet unfavorable. So these are the nature of the result itself. Yeah, so fruit of action is to really understand that every action does have a result. So that is the fruit of action. So let's see what Krishna says about it. He says, no, you shall not be attached. Where fruit of action appears is the second line, where he says, you have the right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruit of action. Means we are not entitled to the result of our action, right? Now, in the third verse, he says, never consider yourself to be the cause of the result of your activities. So in what context is he saying cause of the result? So if we look at cause, right? So there is a third dimension to action and result. So here you may consider sometimes when we act in a certain way, there is an element of motivation that's involved. What is the motivation or intent behind the action? And then there is a result. So it's really a triad, or three pillar reaction: motivation, action, and result. Right. So the cause here he's talking about, don't consider ourselves as or oneself as being the reason that the result or the outcome, if it's favorable, then you are connected to, you are the reason why the outcome became favorable. So the triad of factors, right? Let's maybe I will try and share it, Prabhu, with a story of this motivation, action, and result. So a short story. Suppose you are a gardener. You are a gardener in your family. You enjoy gardening. You enjoy being outside, working with plants, and your happiness in your work is when you produce bounty of flowers and vegetables. So you just love gardening, right? Now, one day, while you're going through the summer, the changes in season, it occurred to you that the entire garden is blooming, right? With lots of vegetable, abundance of flowers and vegetables. And you come across an advertisement for gardening competition. So you enter your garden into a local gardening competition. So the chance to win a recognition for yourself and your family is the prospect of it is enticing you. Now, the winner's prize would be, say, a pleasant reward for your season-long effort. Yeah, maybe a certificate, a trophy, and maybe even cash prize. Right? That you see that as an incentive. So, with these thoughts, you begin spending more and more time in the garden, quite naturally, because you're entering a contest. So, you will want to polish up, right, and make sure you leave no stones unturned. So you really work hard and you spend a lot of time in the garden because you want to win that prize, and less time with your family. As a consequence, you become totally preoccupied with creating a garden that is better than others in your neighborhood, because in order to win the first place, you may have competition. So you definitely want to ensure to the top of your game. Now, without intending it, what has happened, although you enjoyed gardening to begin with, you loved being outside and working with plants, you enjoyed the whole process. Now, because of this competition and your interest in that competition, the outcome, you have begun to equate your work with winning the gardening contest. So the gardening is now done with the full purpose of winning the contest. No longer just for passing time, for enjoying the process, the gardening, watching things grow and flourish, or even sharing the produce with your neighbors. So that put aside, now the winning becomes the target. So that's where the motivation aspect comes. So the thought of the prize money lingers in your mind, and the joy of gardening then drifts, without you realizing, drifts further and further away from you. So now you are just motivated by the fruits of your action, not by the action itself. So I think that to me, this story, I came across it this morning, and I found it an apt description of how motivation, action, and result, when we focus on the outcome, a certain outcome, then the entire intention behind the activity can change, right? Right. So the next point that I would like to make is on the fourth verse, and he says, so remember I told you there are 3 times he says never, ma. So the terminology, the word ma there is never. So never, first he said never be entitled to the fruit of action. Second, never to the cause of the result. And the third is never to be attached to not doing your duty. Now, the last one here, not doing your duty, is the one that relates to Arjuna's circumstances in the battle field. Why? Because this is exactly what happened. He fumbled when he saw his family on the other side. He thought of what the consequences would be. He would have to face relatives who are widowed, his loved ones injured in the battle. So he was contemplating and resorting to inaction. He wanted to withdraw and do nothing, not fight this battle at all, because the prospects of what is to come, what was the outcome or the result, is something he thought is not worth it. So his resistance to fighting it was to avoid these consequences, and thus it caused him great grief. And Krishna had to remind him at that juncture, through verse 47, that his entire life has been dedicated to defending righteousness, because he's a Kshatriya. So he is being a warrior. His nature is not that of a renunciated monk, right? Stepping back from a battle is not in his dharma. So facing an army that is determined to steal his kingdom, he is left with no choice but fight. So that is the essence of verse 47. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Very well done. You did a lot of research, I can see. Thank you. It's also I also learned something. It's quite interesting. You put on the fruits of action. Don't put it on there. Otherwise, you will become, that is the end of everything. And that's good. The gardening part, and not doing a duty, because Arjuna was attached to family, and never consider yourself the cause of the results of the activity, because that one will come according to how the Lord wants to give you. Okay, thank you very much. So now we'll ask Sharmati. She chose 2:14.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone. I don't know if mine is good enough as Parimala Mataji's one. Mine is very short.
Now,
I'll try to explain
don't
what
worry.
I prepared.
We are not in a competition here. We are.
Okay, all right.
You chose
Okay.
2:14,
I
right?
chose, yes, chapter 2, sloka 14.
Okay, we got you here. Okay, you got it here. 2:14.
I think this one is a bit different.
Oh,
Hold on, just let me just recheck 1 minute.
but the subject matter is the same, and it's correct or wrong? 2:14 or some other verse.
Yeah, I think the number of verse I gave you wrongly. Just give me a moment. Let me check.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, I prepared chapter 2, sloka 2.
2 sloka 2.
Prabhu, chapter 2, sloka 2, Prabhu. Sorry.
Okay. 1 minute.
Ah.
Chapter 2 sloka 2. Huh? Huh?
Actually, I like the 14, 2:14 also. Actually.
Okay, never mind. Please prepare for 2.
Sorry, Prabhu. Sorry, Prabhu. It is sloka 14. My Sanskrit one, I copied the wrong one.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Prabhu.
Okay.
I will do sloka 14 itself.
Okay. 1 minute. Let me go back.
Because when I did my notes, I copied the wrong verse, but then my explanation is 2:14.
Okay.
Sorry for the confusion.
All right. Okay, you got it? Okay,
Yes.
214, yeah.
Okay. I'll try to read the Sanskrit and then I'll try to read the meaning from the Bhagavad Gita and then I will explain a little bit from my side.
Yes.
Matra srasastu kvanteya shitosna sukha dukkada agama paino nityas tam titik sasva bharata. O son of Kundi, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception, O son of Bharata, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. All right. So this sloka from Bhagavad Gita basically tells us that nothing in this world is permanent and we need to learn to tolerate them. All right. Winters and summers, this is the example that they have given us in this verse. Winters and summers are temporary in nature. Similarly, pain and pleasure are impermanent. They will come and go. The only thing that is constantly changing is change. So what I understand from this verse is actually very relevant to the situation that currently I think all of us are in, the COVID situation. We never thought this big of a change will actually happen to any of us. Let it be our personal life, our careers, our social life, everything has been changed. And initially it has been very difficult for all of us to accept the change. Unless we have read the Bhagavad Gita before and we have expected and we know how to adjust ourselves according to these changes. Changes are the only thing which is permanent. And if one being can actually adapt themselves to this, which means you don't get too comfortable where you are, you don't get too attached with materialistic items or relationships and everything, you can, I think that's one step closer or one step up towards the spiritual life. So the conclusion, change is the only constant thing. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay, now we ask Yadupriya. Yadupriya, are you?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, yours is 4:11, right?
Prabhu, I have a simple slide that I prepared. Can I share?
Yeah, how do I allow you to share? I'm not very
Prabhu, you
clear.
have to make her the admin. You have to make her the admin.
To make her the admin, huh?
Prabhu, have to stop sharing so that I can share my screen.
So I stop sharing. Okay, and then I have to make you the admin, is it?
I will share from here, Prabhu.
You can share direct. I have to make you admin first. How? Please advise me, because I haven't done this before.
Yes, Prabhu.
So how do I put you as the admin?
Prabhu, have to go to the participant list. Then when you see my name, on top of that, there will be a more arrow. Then when you click the more arrow, you can there will be an option to make me as an admin.
Co-host. Make co-host.
Yes, host.
Okay.
Co-host or host will also
Okay, done. Okay, proceed.
Oh. I still can't able to, because it states host disabled participant screen sharing.
Oh, okay, then.
Maybe you can share the slide to him through WhatsApp, then he can share it for you.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, I can't allow. I start.
Mataji, you can try again. Your co-host now, right? You should be able to put it up, you know.
Okay, I can do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Can everyone see my slide?
Yeah, yeah. And
Yes, we can, Mataji.
good.
Okay, Hare Krishna to everyone. This is a very simple presentation from my understanding. So if there is any mistake, please forgive me. Yeah. Okay, chapter 4, verse 11. I shall recite the Sanskrit part. Ye yata mam pradayante tanstataiva bhajamyaham mama vart manuvartante manushya partha sarvasha. All of them, as they surrender unto me, I reward accordingly. Everyone follows my path knowingly or unknowingly, O son of Partha. Okay, these are the sum of the points that I got it from the purport while I reading. Okay, the first thing that I understood from this this sloka is that every living being that is in this world is actually finding for a reason to live, a reason to a reason to enjoy in this world. So they don't know, I mean, they as in like the humans, okay, and they don't know where to seek the enjoyment or happiness, because everything is temporary in this world. So some they are diverted here and there. So over here, what that's what I got to know. Okay, here Krishna says that everyone is searching for Krishna in different aspects of his manifestation. The word his manifestation over here, what I can understand is that Krishna is present in every particles in every living being, in even if it is not a living being, even it's a non-living being also, Krishna is present as an atom in everything. So this shows that a human, when they are seeking for some happiness or enjoyment in any part, somehow they are actually seeking for Krishna. But it's in a different aspects. But Krishna also says that who actually, I mean, who realizes Krishna fully. Okay, there are here he also says that Krishna, only pure devotees understand Krishna fully as in fully understand Krishna. So I also realized that, because since this chapter is more to transcendental knowledge, and from this verse, which is from verse 11 to verse 15, is particularly about applying the transcendental knowledge. So we know that Krishna, in whatever way we are seeking Krishna, Krishna does reciprocates towards us. So even if let's say someone, there are a lot of people that I see, they call themselves as atheists, they do not believe in Krishna, and I mean, they do not believe that God exists, not only Krishna, but they do not believe in God, that God exists and all. Even when they say so, Krishna is also in them as the Paramatma, and Krishna does observes their activities, their actions, whatever they are seeking to. So later on, Krishna will respond towards whatever they are doing. Even they are an atheist, Krishna still responds towards that. So what about those who are we are very far from atheists. We do prayers, we do believe that God exists, we do some other, we get ourselves closer to the Lord as much as we can. So in there, Krishna says that those who really realizes Krishna fully is pure devotees. And there are also, Krishna also says that there are different types of way, how to say, examples of Lord's reciprocation to various degree. Means there are levels of Krishna reciprocates towards us lah. Here Krishna clearly, like how I explained, Krishna clearly states that anyone and everyone is satisfied according to one's desire to him. So even if, let's say, they are not seeking Krishna also, they are not seeking the Lord also, Krishna responds towards them. So these are the examples of Lord's reciprocation to various degrees. First, with fruitive workers, Lord as Yagneshwara. With personalist, Lord as Brahma Jyoti. With yogis, with mystic power. Okay, but means is actually relationship with Krishna. These are the 5 relationships we can have with Krishna. The first one is Santa Rasa, which reference, for example, 4 Kumaras. In this rasa is that it's shown by those we reciprocates the Lord with admiration of Krishna. Means they admire the way Krishna is. And then they just admire whenever Krishna is there. They just admire him, or sometimes with fear they find for him, which will trigger love onto Krishna some maybe in future or somehow. But then it's not in a loving need like that. So the example is these 4 Kumaras. We heard about them earlier in the story. Second rasa is that Dasya rasa, which is loving service. Means that we do services to the Lord. So like any service, so it's like we have reference and then we do it. We know Krishna and then we do some service to Krishna. The third rasa is friendship, developing a friendship, Sakya rasa. For example, Arjuna and Sudama. Sudama is close friend of Krishna, and Arjuna is he treats Krishna as it's more than a close friend actually. So in this friendship, they have reverence, and also they do services and they develop friendship. Means when you have reverence and when you do service to the person, or you will there will be a different kind of bondage. Means when we are close with our friend, even a new friend and a close friend, there will be different kind of bondage. There will be very, very much closeness. For example, in Sudama's story, Sudama is so close to Krishna until Krishna carries Sudama on his back and he will walk. There will be there is a story on that. For Arjuna, Krishna even willing to be a chariot rider for Arjuna, even though being a chariot rider is a very difficult job and task, that Krishna is willing to do it for the sake of friendship. And the fourth rasa is Vatsalya rasa, which is actually parental affection. We can see that in the relationship between Yashoda mother with Krishna. She's how do I say? She's a very, very she shows a lot of affection and love towards, until the Lord himself can wanted to. There is a story why Krishna chose Yashoda Ma as mother to switch. Here, when we see the story that Krishna ate dirt and then when Yashoda Ma runs and then asks Krishna to open mouth, and she saw the entire universe in the mouth, Yashoda Ma immediately she actually fainted, and then she prayed to all the demigods that she know to protect her son. So that shows the parental affection. The final one is Madhurya Rasa, conjugal or intimate affection. This comprises of all the other rasas. We can see that in gopis. It's because when it comes to gopis, they don't think about themselves. They are not concerned about themselves. They constantly, day and night, they constantly think of Krishna. Whether when Krishna walks, Krishna runs, will there be a stone, will there be a thorn, so that they are willing to lie down on the ground and then make Krishna walk on them, because they are scared, too scared that there will be thorns in the floor and all. They're too affectionate towards Krishna. So these are the 5 rasas that we can have with Krishna. We can choose Krishna as our friendship friend, and then we can talk to them, or Krishna as our father, or Krishna as our son. This is what I understood from this sloka that I would like to share. Then this is the final part of the purport. It states that without coming to the highest perfection of Krishna consciousness, all attempts remain imperfect. Everyone depends upon on his mercy for success. All kinds of spiritual processes, even it's a different degree of success, are actually on the same path. Even though it's a different degree, any spiritual progress, even though it's in a different degree, but then it's the ultimate goal is to attain Krishna consciousness. So this purport, I chose this sloka. It is because it speaks about how Krishna reciprocates to our services, and then the more we are engaged in Krishna consciousness, or the more we engage in serving the Lord, the more Krishna reciprocates towards us. So Hare Krishna, that's all from
Hare
me.
Krishna. Thank you. Now it's Tejaswini turn. Tejaswini, you are ready?
Hare Krishna ji, it's not Tejaswini, Tejas mother.
Okay, you're ready?
Okay, ready? Chapter 11.
Okay, I put on for you, huh? Okay,
yes, please.
Chapter 11, verse 33, yeah?
Yeah, 33.
Can you introduce your name to everyone, because we see as Tejaswini.
Okay, we are sharing the same account. So I'm Subhaneshwari Subramaniam, mother of Tejaswini. We actually share the same account, and I'm very new to this reading Bhagavad Gita and Krishna consciousness. So I hope that I'm giving you the right definition. And apology first.
Okay, no problem. We just want to listen to you.
Oh, sure.
Okay, you can start. It's actually 10 and 11, right?
No, 11.33.
Oh, 33, sorry, my mistake. Okay, this is the correct one?
Yes, this is the one.
Okay, sure. Can proceed.
So let me read the slokas first. Tasmat tvam utishta yaso labashva jitva satrun bhumsho rajyam samartam mayate nihata purameva nimitta matram bhava savyasachin. Okay, according to my understanding, After seeing Lord Krishna's...
You read the translation first.
Okay. The translation is, therefore get up, prepare to fight and win glory. Conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement, and you, O Sabyasachi, can be put an instrument in the fight. So, as per my understanding, after seeing Krishna's divine and fierce form, the Lord continues. Krishna explained to Arjuna, saying that all what is happening now is actually according to his plan. So Krishna already decided who is going to be slain and who is going to rule the Rajya. So the Lord also wished that Krishna will fight and win the war as the Nimitta Matram. And he also emphasized Krishna as Sabyasachi, which means that he, the one with exceptionally good archery skill. So my understanding is, we came to this world and we have certain degrees of fear. That's why we couldn't put wholehearted trust. Wholeheartedly trust him. So the first we have to let go our fear and trust him. After all, everything is actually, it's already planned by him. So once we let go the trust and trusted him wholeheartedly, which means we really surrender ourselves to him, then we can be the real Nimitta Matram. That's all. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. That was a good try, everyone. Thank you very much. And tomorrow we'll continue. Tomorrow we'll talk about Krishna's pastimes, his birth, especially because Janmashtami is coming, and some other pastimes. Okay, one more thing I would like to ask, any of you want anything else to be given, anything of interest other than what just now I told?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I would like to know a little bit more about the reason why Agadesi fast is so important for Krishna devotees.
Okay, so we'll
Because
talk,
I'm very new to this.
okay, we'll talk about Ekadasi also. Okay, we'll talk about Krishna Lila, Ekadasi. Anybody else got any other requests? You all want to learn how to do offering, food offering and arti or something like that?
Yes, Prabhuji. Pleasure.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Can, okay, we'll do that also. And also, I would like 2 volunteers. Supposing you can write a letter to Krishna. So, what you can write a letter to Krishna and read out. You get the idea? Supposing you are able to write a letter and give someone to give to Krishna. So what are you going to write? Any volunteer? Manju, you on the right?
Hare Krishna Prabhu Namaskar. I was going to ask you if you like to also speak about Jhulan because it's the Jhulan festival soon. And Balram Purnima.
Okay, we'll speak about Julian also. Sure. Anyone like to write any letter to Krishna?
How does it, how to write it, Prabhuji? Because some of us like me.
Dearest Krishna. Then you write what's in your heart. What you want to talk to him, what you want from him, or whatever.
Hare Krishna.
Give us a healthy world.
Prabhuji.
Huh?
Give us a healthy world.
Okay, I will message you. If you just message me, you are okay to do, and I will guide you a bit.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed today's session. So tomorrow we talk about Krishna's appearance a little bit and pastime, Ekadasi, about Julan Yatra and Aarti. Okay, 4 things tomorrow. And we try and keep it within 1 hour. Today it went a lot, a bit above. Okay. Any questions before we leave?
Why did you get rid of?
All understood, huh? Okay, Hare Krishna.
Krishna, thank you, Ji.
Hare
Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Hare Krishna to everybody.
Hare
Have a good
Krishna.
night.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Good night,
Hare
dear.
Krishna, Prabhu, Namaskar. Hare Krishna, thank you.
Hare Krishna, everyone, and
Krishna
thank you very much.
Prabhuji. Thank you so much to the four Mataji for sharing. Thank you. Have a nice weekend, Friday. Take care. Bye.
Hare Krishna.